God in me recognizes when he's moving in my life in such a way that I can embrace, my willingness to give it another shot. I actually pulled my bootstraps up mainly because at the end result of this project, I was like, is that me? It made me feel good.
Angie Stone's passing was something no one saw coming. The pain was so deep, it was almost impossible to describe. Her death felt like the world had lost a piece of its soul. When D'Angelo walked onto the stage at her funeral, nobody expected what came next. It wasn't just a musical performance, it was pure feeling. You could hear the sadness, the love, and the respect in every note.
Details emerged following the fatal crash that has claimed the life of Grammy-nominated R&B artist Angie Stone.
R&B soul singer Angie Stone has died following a car crash. She was on the way to Atlanta following a performance.
It was one of those rare moments where time stood still. As soon as he sat at the piano, the entire room felt the weight of the moment. People froze. Tears flowed freely from fans, celebrities, even people who thought they could stay strong. When the news of Angie's death broke, fans across the globe were shocked. How could someone so full of passion, wisdom, and talent be gone so suddenly? She wasn't just a singer, she was a voice that told stories, healed wounds, and brought people together. Her music had been part of R&B and soul for decades.
The fact that he ventured on waters that had never been treaded, that had been treaded, but in this generation of music, I think that he went far out there. I think that the songwriter might have been able to write some lyrics that we could understand, and he could have performed them where we really could understand. I think for the most part, he's a genius.
Her passing wasn't just about losing an artist, it felt like the end of an era. An era where real emotions, powerful lyrics, and authentic voices mattered the most. Social media was instantly flooded with love. People from all walks of life shared stories about how Angie's songs helped them through breakups, gave them strength when they were low, or simply made them feel seen. It wasn't just her talent, it was the honesty in her music that touched people. Industry legends like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and India.
Very serious, and it made me humble myself to him, but he was always trying to teach and show us the right things to do.
Ari couldn't hold back their emotions. Each of them posted heartfelt messages, calling Angie a queen, an inspiration, and a voice for the soul of the people. Even younger artists who grew up listening to her music like H.E.R. and Janelle Monáe expressed how deeply she influenced them. Angie opened doors, and they walked through them because of her. But out of everyone, D'Angelo seemed to take it the hardest. His connection with Angie went beyond the industry.
Of course, D'Angelo and I were very good friends, but I need for you to know that as wonderful as that friendship has been, it came with a lot of challenges. And I'll tell you the nature of the industry based on a secret that I recently found out from someone who is credible, that let me in on some things that I didn't know even up until lately. And I have to tell you, it was shocking just to find out. But in any event, I will share them with you and let you know the devil don't play fair.
They were more than collaborators, they were musical soulmates. Both had a deep love for soul music. Both brought raw, honest energy into their songs, and they understood each other in a way few others did. Angie had been a major force behind D'Angelo's early career. Before the world even knew his name, she saw his potential. She didn't just support him from the sidelines, she helped him shape his sound. She co-wrote some of the songs on his first album, Brown Sugar, which would later become a defining project in the neo-soul genre. Her fingerprints were all over that album, from the way he wrote his lyrics to the passion behind every word. Angie's influence was there. She didn't just help him grow as an artist. She helped him believe in himself. And he never forgot that. Even after he became a music legend, D'Angelo always gave Angie her flowers. She wasn't just a mentor, she was like family. So, when she passed, it felt like losing someone who had been with him from the very beginning. D'Angelo is known for being a very private person. He rarely shares personal details publicly, and when Angie died, he didn't release a statement or post anything on social media, but his silence spoke louder than any words could. Those close to him said he was devastated. It wasn't just losing a friend. It was losing someone who had helped shape his life. Over the years, D'Angelo has dealt with loss in his own way. He's someone who turns inward when pain gets overwhelming. His long absences from the music scene weren't just about perfecting his craft, they were about healing. When he lost his grandmother in the early 2000s, it shook him. That grief caused one of his longest breaks from music. He also battled addiction and depression, which were deeply tied to the emotional pain he carried. For D'Angelo, music was never just about entertainment. It was therapy. It was how he processed everything he couldn't say out loud. And this time was no different. Even though fans didn't hear from him, those who knew him best could tell he was mourning in the only way he knew how, quietly, deeply, and through his music. Angie Stone's funeral was more than just a farewell. It was a celebration of her life, her art, and her lasting impact. The church was filled to the brim. Family, friends, musicians, and fans from across the country showed up to honor her. The energy was heavy with sadness, but also filled with love. A gospel choir sang songs that mixed sorrow with hope. The music reminded everyone that while she may be gone, her spirit was still alive. People didn't just cry, they also smiled, laughed, and remembered the light Angie brought into the world. Big names from the R&B and soul world got up to share their stories. Jill Scott talked about how Angie made it possible for artists like her to shine. Erykah Badu recalled the special sisterhood they shared. India.Ari broke down as she described Angie as the heart and soul of neo-soul. Her family gave touching speeches filled with memories of her laughter, her kindness, and her deep love for others. The crowd reacted to every word. There were chuckles during the funny stories and tears during the heartfelt ones. Everyone nodded, in agreement. Angie had made the world a better place with her music. But one moment stood above the rest. When D'Angelo stepped up to the piano, the room went completely quiet. You could hear people stop breathing, waiting to see what he would do. He sat for a moment, looking down at the keys. His hands hovered over them like he was collecting his emotions before letting them out. And then he played. The first few notes rang out, soft but heavy with meaning. As he began to sing, his voice cracked slightly. You could hear the pain in every word. He was barely holding it together, but that only made it more powerful. The performance didn't feel rehearsed. It felt real. It felt like he was talking directly to Angie through the music. Some say the song he chose was Heaven Must Be Like This, a tune filled with hope that the person you love is in a better place. Others believe it was a song they had written or performed together, a piece that carried memories of late-night studio sessions, shared dreams, and silent understanding. Whatever the song was, it didn't matter. What mattered was that every lyric, every key, was soaked in emotion. It was a goodbye, a thank you, and a tribute all in one. D'Angelo didn't just play a song, he gave her a final gift. You could see it in his face. His eyes were closed, his hands were pressed into the piano, as if he was trying to hold onto her one last time. People in the room wept openly. Jill Scott had tears rolling down her cheeks. Erykah Badu kept her head bowed, listening quietly. Angie's family held hands and leaned on each other for support. Even seasoned performers, people who had seen it all, were visibly shaken. And then, as gently as it began, the music stopped. D'Angelo didn't say a single word. He sat for a second, then stood and walked off the stage. But he didn't need to speak. The music had said everything. Almost immediately, videos of the performance spread online. Fans flooded the internet with their reactions. One person wrote, "I've never seen something so real. You could feel his pain." Another said, "That was the most emotional tribute I've ever witnessed. Angie deserved every bit of that love." A third added, "This is why we'll never forget her. That was soul in its rawest form." Other artists responded too. Erykah Badu posted a black and white photo of Angie, simply writing, "Forever our queen." Maxwell added, "No words, just love. Rest easy." Questlove uploaded a video of Angie performing one of her classics, writing, "We lost a legend, but her music will live forever." What D'Angelo did wasn't just a performance. It was a moment in music history. It reminded everyone why music matters, why it heals, why it connects people. In that church, during those few minutes, D'Angelo helped everyone say goodbye, in the only way that felt true. Angie might be gone, but her legacy will never fade. Her voice, her lyrics, and her passion are all still here etched into every note of her music. Whether it's a classic like "No More Rain in This Cloud" or a deep cut fans have cherished for years, her songs continue to touch hearts. Her influence is everywhere. You can hear it in the new generation of singers who grew up listening to her. They studied her technique, learned from her honesty, and admired her emotional depth. The neo-soul world she helped create is still alive, and her fingerprints are all over it. But her impact doesn't stop with music. Tributes have been pouring in from fans, organizations, and schools wanting to honor her in lasting ways. Some have mentioned creating a scholarship in her name for young musicians. Others have suggested releasing a tribute album to celebrate her life and work. These gestures are more than kind words, they are a promise to carry her legacy forward. Because legends like Angie Stone never truly leave us. And just when it felt like words would never come, D'Angelo broke his silence. Quietly, on social media, he posted a short message. "Thank you. Music sermon." That was all he needed to say. Those two words, music sermon, captured everything. His grief, his love, and his vow to keep her spirit alive through song. So, as fans, we can honor Angie the best way we know how. Keep her music alive. Play her songs. Share her story. Introduce her work to new listeners. Let her voice keep echoing for years to come. What's your favorite Angie Stone track? Drop it in the comments below, and let's keep her memory strong together.